Quick video on the importance of proper firearm storage. Number one, never store a firearm long term in a case. I'm talking about one of those soft, cushy cases with a zip up that you use to carry it to the range. That's not designed for long-term storage. When you do leave something in there, what happens is moisture can get trapped against the metal and it'll start to rust where it contacts the cloth of the case itself. Now what I have here is a fairly high grade Nicholas Piper 16 gauge double barrel. That's Belgium, Liège, Belgium. Double barrel shotgun that was in a soft case in the closet of a home, actually the attic, for about 50, possibly 60 years. Not as bad as it could be, but bad enough, and I'll show you what happened. And it's a shame because this one appears to have been just about nearly unfired. That's what happens right there when things are stored in soft cases. In this case, it was stored in a hot, dry environment, and still, this was the result. Imagine if it was stored like this in a damp closet, a basement, or somewhere where a lot of heavy humidity could reach it. That barrel may not be salvageable. I don't know yet. I have to do some cleaning to find that out. Shotguns like this generally trade in the $300 to $400 range, possibly a little more. This is not a cheap Belgian knockoff of anything. This is actually from a name shop and is of very good quality. You can see we're marked right there. It is not a Damascus barrel, that's steel. But you can see how bad and how heavily crusted that rust is. Really is a shame. I'll be working on this as soon as I have the time to deal with it. It was actually one of two weapons I took out of there, but the other one's not nearly as bad because it wasn't stored in a case. This one was. The case was so old it actually rotted apart, and the shotgun fell out of it. Leather didn't help either. I'm surprised the leather didn't mildew, as often will happen in a case as well. Really is a shame when this happens. And I see this time and again. People bring me rusty firearms wondering, how did this happen? I had it stored. I oiled it before I put it away. Well, not good enough. When something sits for years, and it doesn't have to be 60 years like this one, it could be 6 months or 6 weeks, depending on where you live and the amount of humidity floating around in the atmosphere. We'll see how much steel is left underneath that rust. Really is a shame. We got some nice proof marks on this one too. 16 gauges and not that common around here. Really is a sweet gun. Everything's nicely proofed and matching. Typical Belgian proofs on there. This actually was manufactured in 1924. This is not as old as some of my other Belgian doubles. Manufactured in 1924. Liège, Belgium. And a graphic example of what happens when something is just not given proper attention for a long time. This would have been better off had it not been left in the case and simply propped in a corner like the other rifle I took out of there. It would be dusty and dirty and grimy, but not rusted, because it really was not in a damp location at all. It was in a hot, dry one, and it was only many years that took for this damage to form. But in other locations, this could form in a matter of weeks. Take a good look, and now go and check your guns you got stuffed in the closet in cases. The barrels have been so nicely blued before this too.